Alright, we're going to make a quick flight. This is the first flight through NeoFly. Career Management, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. I selected a quick flight from Trenton Mercer to Philadelphia. We are currently
Transporter from dispatch.
here,
The
Trenton
cargo
Mercer.
is on board. You are cleared to taxi to the runway and take off.
Okay. Apparently we have the job loaded. Go to the hangar. 193 pounds of coffee beans. Here's Philadelphia. Weight 131 pounds. 0 passengers. 31 miles. Let's see how it goes. I'll have to do a startup here. Mixtures in. A little bit of throttle.
Everything
Parking
looks
brake
good
is
from where
on.
I'm sitting. Taxi to the runway and take off.
One set of flaps. Nav. Strobe, beacon. I don't think we're going to do much taxiing. We're on the runway. Throw our landing light on. Hopefully we'll be all set up. Philadelphia's not far from here. Looks like we have some GPS. I'm not going too crazy just yet with the radios. Should be in good shape. Turn the parking brake off. One set of flaps. It's my first time flying the 152 in a long time. Hopefully remember how. Can't be that much different. Kind of nice coming from the G1000. I mean, this is more traditional for the size of the plane, from my experience. It's kind of a nice, relaxing flight.
Transporter, good flight.
Seems good. Trim up a little bit. Get rid of those flaps. Didn't give us gates all the way there, I guess. I put the flight plan into Microsoft Flight Simulator. Looking at some other options for planning. Sim Planner is definitely popular. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll have to check things out. I think it's a lot more realistic if you're not using these gates and this GPS, but my main thing right now, I just want to see if NeoFly is usable. So we're not going for 100% realism just yet. Keep it climbing. Looks like we're going to be going up. I'd say we don't need more than 2,000 feet from here. Programmed in direct right now to Philadelphia, and it's really not that far, so shouldn't take too long to get there. Don't want to mess up those coffee beans. Watch our bank. Some climb. We're not far off. Hopefully the microphone's sounding a little bit better. I just made some changes. Yeah, still a learning process with that, so I appreciate if you guys bear with me. It's given a kind of a weird altitude. I guess like 1,800 feet. It wants to keep us at. Let's get some speed and drop down a little bit. Running pretty smooth. I just did a video about upgrading from an i7 to an i9. This flight currently is using the higher i9 processor, and quite a few more cores. Before I was quite limited by the main thread, which is pretty common. But I don't have a high-end graphics card in here. I'm running the 2070S. So far so good with the graphics. It's okay. I know it's not the highest end graphics. It can certainly be improved, but for what I'm doing right now, it's just fine. I want to keep us at 1,800 feet. Between this, this is the first flight on it, but and Microsoft Flight Simulator's built-in career mode. I'm kind of liking the, the idea of it. It adds a lot more to each flight. When you're taking a flight, you're not just flying from point A to point B randomly. It adds a game dynamic to it, which I really like. In each flight, you can build on, get more and more realistic, learn things as you go. I see nothing wrong with that with the simulator. I feel like that's the point of them. Some people get intimidated, like don't know where to start. They don't want to do things wrong. There really is no wrong way to do it. You just start using it. If you're learning slow flight, if you're learning landings, you're doing pattern work, there's no wrong way about it. Some things I would like to get better with would be IFR flights, navigating, learning some more charts and things. I'm still a little ways off from that. Right now, it's January 25, a little bit after launch. I think we got through some of the, the initial drama when the simulator launched. As far back as I can remember, I think there's always been something every time a new flight simulator came out from Microsoft. So it's kind of expected. That's why I'm kind of taking it slow. I wasn't day one, trying to max out everything on career mode. We're probably going to have a few years with this simulator just for them to get it right. Get used to all the quirks, fly the different add-ons and things like that. So I'm in no rush. And I'm hoping, they do put the time and effort into fixing the things that people are complaining about. Because so far it's really not a bad experience. I'm enjoying it. Personally, I haven't had too many crashes or game-breaking bugs that I've really noticed. I've had to quit the desktop a couple times, so I was messing with flight plans. It wasn't during a flight. It was actually while I was flight planning with the EFB. I suddenly quit the desktop. Other than that, I really haven't had too many issues. Knock on wood. So if anyone's wondering, it's the Delaware River out there. We came from Trenton Mercer, which is it's a pretty nice airport. It's right by the water there. You actually fly over Pennsylvania, like where we are now, for runway 6, and you fly right over the water pretty much. We're making our way over northeast Philly. Probably not the best idea to be at this altitude flying right over that airport. But again, we're just getting point A to point B. We're just doing some sim time. Hoping for the best. One downside that people talk about with NeoFly, especially compared to the Microsoft Flight Simulator Career Mode, is the penalties for going and increasing sim rate. You know, I understand. You know, it's a good thing to fly the whole flight. You know, some people take much longer flights than this. It could get pretty tedious, I would imagine. Trying to do, 3-hour flights, 4-hour flights, especially when a lot of it's just like this, with a lot of dead time in between. So I'm not sure if that's, definitely it's probably not one of my pros for this type of career mode. For what I understand too, it's mostly a single player option. For something that's essentially single player, I don't know why it would have any impact on anyone else if you were speeding your flights up. But yeah, it's the developer's choice, so I get that. It does make a fair playing field for everyone. I know they have expansions. I haven't really looked into them too much, as far as starting your own company, airlines, hiring pilots, doing more automated type of flying without having to fly. So maybe that's their go-to. When we're in when we're in these 152s, 172s, we're doing short flights, I don't mind so much. It's definitely something you should be doing anyway. You're flying, so it's not that bad. For those doing the airline flights, I can definitely sympathize. That's probably really tedious to be doing those long flights with those planes. Got the Toby head tracker going. So far so good. I really like it. Maybe some issues here and there. Doing pre-flight in career mode, the camera is set behind your avatar, so you kind of see the back of their head. Kind of not as nice as when you load in normally. And you can walk right up to the plane. It feels pretty natural. But I'm sure maybe things like that will get worked out, or quite possible I'm just doing something wrong, which is fine and unfortunately normal. Looks like we're coming up to the river here. I've seen what these, general aviation planes. I've generally just flown the 172 and 152 so far. And to me, personally, it feels more natural, than it did in 2020. It seems a bit smoother. That could be maybe the graphic settings are a little easier on my system now, compared to what it was before, how everything was loading in. Not really sure. I know they updated the flight models quite a bit. Maybe that has something to do with it. But in general, I like the feel of the general aviation planes more now than I did before. Especially getting towards landings and things like that, you get more ground effect. It just seems more natural. Alright, Philly's 12 miles out. Let's see if I can bump the throttle up a little bit. I get the presets are in too for clear skies, so everything's nice and calm. The winds are calm. I'm not really fussing about air traffic control today or trying to do anything by the book. I just want to see if we can get down at a different airport, collect our funds, see how the mission goes, and just give NeoFly a try. I'm still really getting used to the interface. It's not 100% intuitive just yet, but it was easy enough. I didn't have to go through too much, I guess, to get this flight going. One tip I've seen people give about NeoFly is to sink the fuel. So you don't have to worry about adding or removing fuel from the plane to match it up before a flight. So I did that for this, and it looks like it gave me no problems. One less thing to have to, configure and go through before you take your flight. Let's see Philly down there. My graphic settings are still so low. It's flying smooth, but I really have my settings cranked down to do that. One day, we'll get a graphics card. And it looks like just a bunch of sharp rocks sitting down there. Yeah, some of them not so sharp. Just a bunch of rocks. It's okay. You can see some traffic going on. Very cool. Nice little sightseeing mission. Let's see what's what. Looks like it has us coming down onto the airport. This is set up direct, so I don't think it's set up to do like final approach like in career mode or anything like that. It does have a descent though. Maybe that's just to the center of the airport. Yeah, so as of now, the graphics are low now. I'm just enjoying the higher frames at the moment. I am going to try tweak some settings. See if we get a little bit more detail going on without too much of a hassle. I would rather fly like this, you know, with better frames, and have a smoother flight than see all the, you know, the really sharp details. So if it's not in the cards right now for a graphics card, then, you know, I won't mind flying like this, as long as the flights are good and it doesn't give me too many issues. Let's just come in. Yeah, this is just kind of pointing me to the middle of the runway. I have a USB device that keeps connecting and disconnecting. I think that's what that stutter was. Let's cut some power. We're going to make our modified straight-in approach here. Definitely something you want to do normally. Good, losing airspeed. Put a little slip in. Lose airspeed a little quicker. Give it a little power back. Let's get a set of flaps. Is some of that runway missing? Let's not try that one. I'm gonna renegotiate here. Very strange. I'm gonna have to investigate that. But not while trying to land on it. It's just a really short runway. Again, don't try this at home. You know, this is international airport. We're coming in with not much clearance or anything, so not the greatest idea in the world. But it's all for fun. And we got good vertical speed, 500 feet. A little fast. Let's pitch up to slow down a little bit. Drop the power. And we'll get another set of flaps in. There we go. A little high. Okay, plenty slow. Vertical speed will start coming down. Hopefully, you know, some of these planes underground see us landing. Good rate of descent. I keep thinking about the 172. We probably get a little bit slower before stall. Probably get a little slower than 60 knots. Let's try to get it down to 50 or so. Do 7 right. And it's like in slow motion. Even with the 172, it feels like a big difference. Cut the power over the numbers. And...
Nice landing, pilot.
Excellent.
Taxi to parking and shut down your engine.
Let's get off this runway as soon as we can. I have a feeling... Do we have to taxi to parking? I don't know. I've never actually tried this before. I wonder if we clear the runway. Hello. I'm more worried than I was before. Looks like the sim is giving us some guidance here. Let's take it. Yeah, let's just cross this runway, no problem. I don't like doing too much at once, right? So if I'm trying out this add-on, the last thing I want to do is start including ATC, the landing clearances, you know, the actual flight planning. Right now, point A to point B. I want to see if the missions work. I don't want to waste a lot of time planning everything out to find out the missions are bugged or, you know, the software is not working correctly. So, you know, the better it works, the more reliable it is, the more realistic we can make things. Right now, I'll just kind of enjoy the scenery here. Let's see if we can get around here. You know, we might be in this area anyway, now and again, so scope out the taxiways, see what kind of the layout is. In the simulator, you get all the time in the world. I wonder where this is bringing us. It's interesting. It looks like the planes are getting smaller, so I'm guessing there's a general aviation parking there. Yep. Those planes are our size. Go to Juliet. Hello, big guy. We could fit underneath him, so it's okay. This is having me go in circles. No. I probably should have tried to end the mission on the whole line just to see if you can. But that's okay. It's an interesting place to park. Swing around a little bit in case I do another flight. I'll be straight up against the wall. No real reason for it. Alright, so what do we got? Probably should have put the flaps up a while ago. Let's put the parking brake on. Don't worry about that anymore. Pull the mixture.
Pilots, stand by. The cargo is being removed.
I like the extra sounds. You can tell what's going on.
Transporter, the cargo has been delivered. Nice work. Have a nice day.
Excellent.
Ready for engine start.
Alright. I think that means we are okay to do our next mission, but I want to see. Alright, search job, so that went away. These are jobs coming from here. I like this filter. You can filter by weight, so it's a lot easier to find a job. We did a cargo mission, if anyone was wondering. We did get paid, so we started at 5,000, 7,426. All looks good. There was nothing, no mishaps. Alright, so that was the first flight with NeoFly. I'm going to look through some settings here and maybe look for another flight. If I find an interesting one, I'll do another recording. That's it for now. Thank you.